Hello there, I'm darkmindedsith. Welcome back to more Banjo-Tooie. Today's episode is a family episode, because... welcome to the home of the Boggies. Oh, pardon you. The Boggies, that's right, we saw Boggy's family earlier in the game, saw Boggy and his kids last game, and now we're finally seeing their humble abode. Let's talk to Boggy. It's been a while. What's up, man?
Take a look at my new widescreen TV. It's got loads of features. It has actually 100 Hz scan adult 5.1 surround sound, 99 non-channels, 15 SCART sockets, 3 remote controls.
Yeah, it's riveting, man.
But it's got no online shopping, and I'm really hungry.
I would never have known by looking at you, man. Even Banjo at this point's like, man, another side quest. It just so happens we have a hot fish. Really hot because it was in the hot water. Oh my goodness. Boggy, what is up with you and digesting jiggies? I don't know about that. I think maybe Boggy just ate that earlier. He does kind of look like the guy who would eat anything if he's hungry. I don't know if I want that. We might just have to get 89 jiggies instead. What the heck. We'll add it to our collection. Gosh, excuse you, man. And of course you're hungry even though you're burping like crazy. Let's check out this awesome TV. Who is this? That's an interesting channel among your 99999 channels. I don't even know if he'll fit in my backpack with the taxi pack, I'm afraid. The Bear Babes DVD, I think that's going to be too much of a distraction for Banjo, I'm afraid. We'll probably be here the rest of the Let's Play if he starts watching that. Look how big Boggy is compared to Banjo, my goodness. We're both bears. Okay, so we're going to hang out in Boggy's humble abode and check out what's down here. There's quite a lot of things to say, lots of trivia. I might get to a lot of that later on. And here are the 3 little Rugrats themselves. We got them out of Witchy World earlier. And here they are.
Jumping on Mom and Pop's bed is almost as much fun as the fair.
Oh yeah, all rebellious, and you're getting your dirty shoes all over their nice comforter. He's probably the troublemaker. Here's the girl.
Thanks for the fries, Mr. Bear.
Yay. God, what's all the burping, man? Excuse you guys. We have a sort of bunk bed, I guess. And here's the big guy.
Cheers for the burger back at the fair.
And he is such a fan of the fact that I got him a burger that he put both of us on his comforter. Yeah, that's a little creepy, I gotta say. Stop all the burping! My goodness, this place smells. That is a picture of the igloo back in Freeze's Peak. Which is kind of interesting. It's almost like they like their new house, but there's something about their original home that they just don't want to leave behind. And yeah, there's the snowman from Freeze's Peak. It's almost like they miss Freeze's Peak to the point where they might not want to stay here in the icy side of Hellfire Peaks. Maybe. So yeah, nice place. What else is in here? On top of that, Boggy's sled from the first game is still here, which is interesting, because back in Witchy World, Miss Boggy mentioned that Boggy has given up sledding. But not quite enough to throw it away completely, so maybe he's going to get back on that horse one day. Probably got to lose some weight first, though, man. Okay, so that was nice. I have some pretty interesting trivia about the Boggies and some things that were in there. But I'm going to save that for now, up here in this new area. Got some new cold frontiers today. This here is the Icicle Grotto. This is a pretty long tunnel of ice. It's probably going to take most of the video to get through here. So I hope you like ice things and ice tunnels, because we're going to see that a lot today. Although I apparently don't like ice that much, because I'm just killing all of it around me. Here's some new enemies. These guys are called Sahards? Or Sards? Something like that. And if you listen to them, they have that kind of hi thing where they spot you. There's quite a few enemies in these two games that do that. The one that comes to mind recently is the workers in Grunny Industries. I'm willing to bet that that's the same sound effect, just sped up and tweaked around in an audio setting somewhere. Alright, up here, after climbing that very cold pole, my goodness. Just don't stick your tongue to it, Banjo. You can take a Clockwork Kazooie egg all the way in here. The other stuff I read mentions using the Shack Pack to go in here, but... well, that's just silly. I'm not going out and getting solo Banjo coming all the way in here. I mean... yeah, it's a little more convenient just to do it that way. Okay, so while we just kind of explore the terrain, I'm going to talk about some other fun things. So let's talk about Boggy and his family and their house back there. On the television was Mr. Pants. Mr. Pants is a mascot of Rare. He's made cameos every now and then. He's kind of one of their little references they always shove in our face. He was actually earlier in the game. I didn't know about this till just now. He was actually a constellation in the Dodgem Dome back in Witchy World. That's fun. And Mr. Pants actually got his own game somewhere down the road. It's called It's Mr. Pants. For the Game Boy Advance. I'll also note that Mr. Pants does in fact not wear pants. Should be Mr. Tidy Whities. But Mr. Pants is just more fun sounding. Okay, so the fish that we got and fed Boggy, that fish actually has a name. His name is Din Din. And it's believed that that could be Gloop from the first Banjo-Kazooie. The fish that was kind enough to help us all the way down in the depths of Clanker's Cavern. That Jiggy that's just so fun to get. If it's not Gloop himself, it's definitely a fish that looks like him. Probably the same model. So maybe that, or maybe we killed Gloop. Well, I mean, out of all the horrible things we've done so far in this game, I mean, we might as well just add it to the list. Okay, making stalactites fall and get stuck in midair. That's nice. Hopefully we won't cause an avalanche, but I don't know. I think taking out a snowboard and riding down a rebellious avalanche would just be a lot of fun. I look forward to that if it happens. Okay, I guess I'll toss out the names of the kids. Their names are Soggy, Moggy, and Groggy. And it's easy to kind of mix them up, because their names are so similar. Hold off on that. Check this out. Yay! Yeah. Need to get Solo Kazooie up through here, but I don't know, her jump is just kind of all over the place. And I don't know, you might want to be careful here. Might want to pay close attention with these jumps, because, yeah, like I had to go back just a smudge there to save myself from falling. Yeah, be careful there with Solo Kazooie, time your jumps, and then we can get to the top here. And just kill all the ice before they even try to attack us. Oh no, fire! No more fire. I don't want this. Okay, this is back inside the volcano. This is the extra honeycomb piece. Okay. So yeah, we might have killed Gloop. And the kids are Soggy, Moggy, and Groggy. Soggy is the girl, Moggy is the kid with the cap, and Groggy is the fatso. He kind of looks like a Groggy, so that one's probably easy to remember. And at the very end here, at the top, we get a new move. Just for Kazooie. A very nice one. This is Glide. This will allow Kazooie to glide. It allows her to just kind of soar through the air temporarily. And reach things that are out of reach, kind of high up. Ah! Jam Jar's kind of being a character. Anyway. So let's try out this glide. Back here where we just were. There's Treble Clef. How are we going to get way over there? Whee! And that is the glide. Very useful. It's going to allow us to get all kinds of things in that. But, right there you just notice I did a backflip and fell back down. That could be a little bit of a problem with the glide, because you have to hold Z and press A to do your high jump with Kazooie. And then you have to press Z again to do the glide. And it's kind of hard to explain when I just described that, but if you sit down with the controls and do that, it's a little awkward to press Z again. You feel like you're just going to fall back down or something like that. So just be careful. Always be careful. Like right here. Be extra careful, or else the sky will get you. So that was it for the Icicle Grotto. And it's high time we got some help from Mumbo. Huh? What's that in there? Probably pointless. Let's move on. Okay, let's go help. Let's go get help from our favorite magic woman. Next to Grunny, of course. Okay, but you know what? This place is highly suspect. I just don't trust you, Mumbo. I'm sorry. I think you're hiding something. I think you've got spells you're not telling us about. I think something... What? Is this a secret base where she keeps all her real magic? Actually, no. This is a shortcut to Mumbo's skull. Once again, we have to vandalize Mumbo's home. I'm so sorry, man. I feel bad for doing that, but... just like Jolly Roger, he has a little shortcut in his house. Pretty interesting one. It links Mumbo and Mumbo together. And time for our transformation as well. Yay! This is the Snowball. A very interesting transformation. Big heap roll attack. What? 1 health. Why would they do this? Well, we're going to find out in just a little bit. Snowball has an interesting gimmick. Some interesting mechanics. His health is in relation to how big or small he is. So notice we roll around the snow. We build the snowball. We get more health, and we get bigger. So that's how the snowball works. It's a lot of fun. And then, if you get hurt, the snowball shrinks. So that's the way the snowball is going to work here in Hellfire Peaks. We're going to need big snowball for certain things, and tiny snowball for certain things. For instance, we're huge now, but we can't go up there. And that little hole right there, we can't go through it either. Pretty fun. I like the snowball quite a bit. It's a fun idea. However, it kind of has the same problem for me with the baby T-Rex, and that is I wish it was maybe given more use that was snow-related. I wish the objectives had to do more with snow, I guess. I feel like... I mean, the snow mechanic is there, but I feel like the objectives he has are just kind of random. I wish they complemented the snow a little more, but... like, for instance, here, we can finally roll up and get that Jinjo. And you saw a fade there because that probably took like a whole minute of rolling before I finally could get that. I don't know what's up with that thing. I mean, you go there for a little while and roll into that breeze, and in my experience, it just takes me like a good minute to get it. I can never just roll up and get that Jinjo right away. And if you're struggling with it for like 20 seconds, I mean, you're gonna think that that's not how you get it. But sure enough, the snowball is how you get it. So just be patient. You'll finally get it eventually. And a little earlier, we can finally open that train station to the icy side. We're going to hold off on that. Here you want to warp to where I just warped, and you want to be quick and go over here to the ice entrance. Because if you shrink down, we can't do what I'm about to do. Even if you shrink down to just one less health. You can take the massive snowball all the way here, and that's how we press this switch as well. Yeah, let's see if there's anything down there. What could possibly be hidden under the ice? A mammoth? A caveman, maybe? Something unique, something interesting, something cool? Just oil? Nah, Jiggy. Yeah. Didn't see that coming. So there's the Jiggy. We need to get Solo Banjo in there to get that. But we're going to hold off on that and do that a little later. So, unfortunately, that about does it for the Snowball. And the game really wants to show you where that Jiggy is in depth. I'm surprised it didn't show the entrance to Grotto Industries, just to remind you that that's where it is. Snowball's a fun idea, but I wish its objectives didn't really just center around being heavy. Wish it had, like, more snow use, but I'm also a picky jerk, so that'll do it for the Snowball, and that'll do it for this session of videos. Next time, we're gonna get help from our favorite shaman.